Hello and welcome to Unfiltered Confessions, the space where we peel back the layers on real life stories, exploring hidden corners filled with temptation and raw exposed truths. Today, we are going to listen to the self-narration of a young man, Liam, about a summer that shattered every moral and emotional boundary within his family. Titled Uncharted Territory, a Taboo Summer with My Sisters-in-Law. This is not just a story of betrayal, but also a record of loneliness, yearning, and impulsive decisions within an affluent family in Los Angeles, California. Please join us. My name is Liam. I grew up in a well-to-do family in a fancy neighborhood of Los Angeles. My father is the chief financial officer, CFO, of a major tech corporation, and my mother is the chief surgeon at a renowned hospital. My family had 4 boys, and I am the youngest, utterly spoiled by my older brothers and parents. My brothers are all significantly older than me. My eldest brother is Lucas, often called Luke, who is 7 years my senior. Then there are my second brother Ethan and my third brother Owen. Ethan is 6 years older than me and Owen is 4 years older, just graduating from college when I was a freshman. Luke and Ethan are both married and have their own homes, just a few blocks from my parents' house. My 3 sisters-in-law are only a few years older than me, making them quite easy to get along with. I still live with my parents, but my brothers and their wives occasionally come over for dinner. They are all planning for kids, so no one has any children yet. That summer, I was home from college for the break. I decided to visit Luke and my eldest sister-in-law, Tiffany, or Tiff. Their house was only a few blocks from my parents. Tiff usually treated me very kindly. She is the chief accountant at a government office. Tiff has a slim, curvy figure but isn't too tall. In return, she is charming and humorous. I called my brother Luke. "Hey Luke, are you home? I'm on summer break. Thought I'd come over for a bit." I'm at the office right now, not heading back yet. Tiff is also at work. How about you stop by the sports bar at the end of the street? It's close to when I finish work. Wait for me there and we'll grab a couple of beers. You're getting into drinking these days, are you? Of course, I have to keep up with you. Everyone knows you're the biggest connoisseur of alcohol after all. To be honest, I'm the youngest in the family and I know everything except for the stuff about addiction. In terms of partying capabilities, I'm miles ahead of my brothers. Academically, I'm a bit behind. I arrived at the sports bar. The waitress who knows me asks, "Why are you out here drinking beer today, Liam? You usually hang out at the fancy restaurants." I'm just waiting for my brother, Luke. He's about to clock out.
He'll be here soon. Lately, he stops here for a few beers every afternoon before heading home. He says he wants to train with me. How do you think I look these days? Have I gained weight? Yes, a lot. You look much handsomer. I see you with a different girl every day. When are you planning to get married? Not for a long time, ma'am. I just finished my first year of college, so why get married now? I have to finish school, get a job, make a lot of money, and then I'll think about that. It's not too late. That's a good way to think. I sat sipping my beer and eating some peanuts. A moment later, Luke zoomed up and parked his expensive SUV with a screech. "Have you been waiting long? I haven't seen you in over a month. You've gotten fat, huh?" I admit I've gained weight, drinking too much beer lately, so my stomach is getting flabby. "So, how's business for you these days?" "It's normal. I got a slightly bigger bonus this time, though." "I bet you're going to ask me for an allowance to woo girls, huh? Be careful when you go out and party. If you end up with multiple girls at once, Mom and Dad won't be able to handle it." "Don't worry, that won't happen. And you and Tiff should start having a grandchild. Mom and Dad really want grandchildren." "Slow down. I need to make some more money to buy a sports car first, so I can get around easier. Come over for dinner tonight. Wait for Tiff to cook." "Sure. I'm just idling around during summer break, so I'm free." We sat and drank beer. I have to say, my brother understands things quite well and is very compatible with the youngest brother like me. That evening, I went home with Luke. Tiff was already home cooking, as Luke had called her ahead of time. Tiff made a few delicious dishes for me. As soon as she saw me, she said, "You look handsome these days. When are you going to introduce your girlfriend to me?" "Just friends. I don't have one. If you have a younger sister, set me up with her." "No way. I'm scared of you, Liam. If you were gentle like Luke, it would be fine, but you use up one girl after another, and that scares me." "What's there to scare of? You think I'm that bad? Don't worry, I won't dump her. I'll just be the one who gets dumped." "You never know. Smooth talkers like you are good at seducing people's daughters." I just smiled and sat down to eat with them. Tiff is indeed a great cook, almost as good as my mom. After eating and chatting with Tiff for a bit, I told Luke, "Can I borrow your sports car for a ride? It's too much trouble to go home and get my car now." "Sure, take it. You can even stay over, but you have to come back early tomorrow and drive Tiff to work, okay? I can take Tiff's car to work tomorrow." "Yes, I'll try to come back early." That night, I took a shower, carelessly put on Luke's clothes, and took the car out. Tiff was standing outside admiring the flowers. Seeing me come out, she called, "Come here, I need to tell you something." I walked over, and Tiff quietly handed me a few $100 bills. "Take this for your fun. Try to study hard, son. Have fun, but keep it clean. Don't use drugs or do anything bad. Don't worry, I know." I smiled and took the money from her. Honestly, Tiff looked really seductive. Although she's petite, her bust and hips are very full and round. Putting the money in my pocket, I went out to party with my friends, hitting the bar until late. My friend told me I've got a hot deal going. Wanna come? How hot is it? You always hype things up. No hype this time. I've tested this one myself. Absolutely delicious. She's really fresh. Only 18 years old, been working for a few months. Oh yeah? Can I trust you? You can trust this one. I tried it. It only cost a few $100. I can give you the number if you need it. I thought since I wasn't going home tonight, a night of fun sounded great. I told my friend, "All right, give me the number. I'll check it out. But if you're hyping it up again this time, don't talk about goods with me again. Hear me?" "Okay, trust me." It was a bit late when I returned to Luke's house. Tiff was waiting for me. I braked the car and said, "I'm sorry, sis. I was too drunk last night, so I came back late." "It's okay, kid. Today, all the bosses at the company are in meetings. I'll just sit around, check in for attendance, and gossip. That's all." "Working at your company sounds good, sis. When I finish school, I'll try to get a job there too." "What's good about it?" "Working in a government agency like this is mainly for the health insurance. The salary is low. Then just pay the insurance and work on the side. What's wrong with that? Everyone does that now. To survive in the government, you need connections." "Geez, you look so pretty. Give me a nephew to take out and play with." "Have a baby? And with an uncle like you, the kid will be corrupted. You like both sweets and spicy things." "Don't worry. If his uncle teaches him everything, he won't get fooled by others later." "No, I wouldn't dare. You'd just ruin him." I laughed and drove Tiff to work. She leaned close to me, her two full breasts gently pressed against my back, making me feel a little shy. So I leaned forward a bit. Seeing me react this way, Tiff said, "Why do you look so awkward, kid?" Having two big mountain peaks pressing against me is a little scary. What do you expect? Geez. You like it too much to pretend otherwise. Look at your face. You've slept with so many girls, and now you're scared of me? I'm only scared of you, not the others. Those two volcanoes belong to Luke, not me. If they were mine, I'd already have said, "Oh my God," to you. Then I'll let you try. Do you dare? You must be joking. Luke would kill me if he knew.
We're sister-in-law and brother-in-law. How could that happen? If someone saw us, we'd all be dead. What's there to die about? I won't tell. You won't tell. So what's the problem? Just be relaxed. But I'm just teasing. We're almost at my company. You can come pick me up this afternoon too, okay? Today, let's go eat Thai food. Luke is on a business trip. Where did he go, sis? Up to New York, escorting a few bosses. He won't be back until the day after tomorrow. It's boring cooking alone at home. Okay, that works. Just text me. I'm going home to sleep for a bit. It's boring staying at home during summer break like this. Tiff went into the company and I sped the sports car back to her house. I went up to the room and took a nap. My brother and sister-in-law's house is comfortable, so I felt at ease. I don't know why, but ever since we talked, Tiff's soft breasts kept appearing in my mind. I didn't want to think badly of my sister-in-law, but when she went into the company, she winked at me and gave me a flirty smile. I found it very confusing. Because of the heat, sleepiness came over me. I lay on the bed for a while and fell asleep. I woke up to the sound of my phone ringing. It was already noon. Tiff was calling me. I had to put on a shirt and drive to her company. During the lunch break, a few of Tiff's colleagues came out. Seeing me, they teased, "Tiff, who is this handsome young pilot?" Pilot refers to a younger man dating an older woman, a cougar or an older airplane. What young handsome pilot? This is my brother-in-law. Your brother-in-law? He looks dashing. He must have many girls chasing him. Introduce him to me so I can fly him a little, huh? Stop it! Are you crazy? My brother is still in school. Seeing them tease each other like that, I said, "So, can these airplanes fly fast? I only fly planes that are fast. If they're slow, they're hard to maneuver." I joked like that and the women smiled and said, "We're all old planes now, so how can we fly at high speeds, kid? We can only go slow, but in return, we're great at acrobatics." I looked at Tiv's female colleagues. They were all quite pretty and fair-skinned. Their looks were even slightly better than Tiv's. Seeing me talk too much, Tiv said, "Come on, let's go eat. I'm starving." "Yes, let's go. Let's have Korean food today, sis." "Sure, I love that too." As I drove, Tiff gently leaned on me. We both went out to eat and talked. I asked her, "Your colleagues are pretty, aren't they?" "Yeah, they're okay. But they're all married, though. They're all my age or a year or two older."
They're all my age or a year or two older. Their husbands are well off, so they just go to work for fun. No wonder they're so bold in how they talk, being married. They're just kidding around, but you never know. Some of them have young, strong pilots. Wow, at that age, they already need pilots? Their husbands must be absent or can't satisfy them. Probably, but you never know. Why care about their family business? I could also get a pilot, couldn't I? You shouldn't suggest bad things to me, sis. Luke would kill me if he knew. Besides, I don't lack in that department, dear. I'm just joking. I wouldn't lead you astray. But honestly, I'm telling you because you're a man. Actually, Luke and I are not lacking in that area. He's healthy, but I seem to want more, you know? It's not about doing it more often, but about the way we do it. Luke only has one style, so it gets boring over time. Plus, his foreplay is always rushed. I don't feel excited. I thought it was something serious. Why don't you tell him? I did, but it only lasts for a little while, and then he goes back to his old ways. It generally feels like a duty after a while. I just laughed and said nothing. Tiff asked further, "How many girls have you conquered? Looking at you, many girls must have fallen for you." That's a difficult question to answer. 2 or 3 girls? That's 2 or 3. Now I have one girl who's my final good, too. Final good, a slang for a long-term lover or relationship. Wow, if a girl is your final good, I give up on you. Tell me honestly, is your technique really masterful? It's normal, but if any girl sleeps with me and doesn't climax 2 or 3 times in one session,
Then I'll be a dog. Then why don't you teach Luke? Geez, if I teach him, he'll just yell at me. He's only interested in his business, not in these things. Owen is the one who's the most girl crazy. Owen is girl crazy too? He's married. Married or not, he's still hot-blooded and goes hunting a lot. Luckily, I chose a husband who loves me. If I had chosen the wrong one and he was like that all the time, I'd probably cheat constantly. Why would you go that far, sis? Relax. It doesn't matter what he does outside, as long as he comes home a good husband and a kind father, that's enough. Geez, if he eats too much outside, he might bring home diseases one day. There are plenty of safety measures now. How could he bring home diseases? Just relax and let him go eat outside. That's not right. Oh, but I'm just saying, if I can't satisfy him, where else would he go? Luke is the gentlest one, not like Owen. We finished eating, I drove her back to work, and then went out to hang out with my friends. In the evening, I picked up Tiff. We went grocery shopping and returned home. Tiff said, "Hey, do you know how to cook?" "Yes, of course. I'm a pretty good cook, actually. The best in the house, second only to my mom." "Then you cook. I'm going to take a shower. When you're done, we'll eat together." "That's a good deal. You tricked me into cooking so you can shower."
Tiff laughed and went to shower. I grimaced and went to the kitchen, fried some chicken wings, and cooked a pot of soup and a few other dishes. Then I served them on the dining table. Tiff finished showering. She tied her hair up high. She looked incredibly seductive, her full bust looking very satisfying. Tiff was wearing a short, tight dress that reached her knees. Seeing me look at her, she lifted her chin and said, "Am I that ugly that you're staring at me like that?" "Pretty, not ugly. It makes me want to do it right here." "Watch your mouth." "I just said that because you're beautiful. What's the big deal? Why are you so sharp with me?" "How can I not be sharp with you? All you do is talk nonsense. Come and eat." I smiled and sat down to eat with Tiff. While eating, we talked about everything under the sun. While we were eating, my mom called to ask if I was there. Tiff smiled brightly and said, "Is Leon here, Mom? He hasn't shown his face at home for days." "Don't worry, Mom. He's been at my place since yesterday. My husband is away on business, and he's driving me to work and looking after the house for me. You don't have to worry about him. He's an adult." "How can I not worry? There are so many drugs and addicts out there now. If I don't pay attention, he might get addicted, and that would be the death of him, dear." "It's fine. Don't worry, Mom. Liam is a good boy. He won't get involved in that." I just smiled and ate, not paying attention to what Tiff was telling my mom. After talking on the phone for quite a while, Tiff came out to eat and said, "They worry so much about the youngest son. You have to tell Mom and Dad where you're going. Don't just leave them worried at home." "You know my personality already. I don't tell anyone where I go. Come on, eat, sis. I cook well, don't I? Good enough to feed a wife." I just smiled and ate with her. Not only did we eat, but we also drank a few glasses of wine. I was fine, but Tiff's face was flushed from the alcohol. Her cheeks were rosy and she looked incredibly beautiful. Seeing this, I said, "If you can't drink, just sip it. Why are you drinking so much? You're going to get drunk and I don't know how to sober you up." "I won't get drunk, just a little tipsy like this." After eating and drinking, Tiff and I sat down to watch a comedy movie. The funny parts made us laugh hysterically. Late at night, I went back to my room. Tiff went back to the master bedroom. I turned the air conditioning down to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, about 20 degrees C, and went to bed in just my boxers. With a little wine in me, I fell into a deep sleep. But in the middle of the night, I heard a clattering noise downstairs. Thinking it was strange,
I opened the door and went down. It turned out Tiff couldn't handle the strong wine and was throwing up violently in the bathroom. I opened the door and said, "See, I told you, you shouldn't underestimate this kind of wine. I can't believe a few sips were enough to make you unable to handle it." So dizzy. "Okay, try to get it all out. I'll make you a glass of lemonade to drink. Then I'll cook you a packet of noodles to satisfy your hunger." Gently patting her back, I felt how soft she was. It felt really good. After patting her until she was done vomiting, I made her a glass of lemonade and cooked her a bowl of noodles. Tiff staggered out of the bathroom. I helped her to the dining table and said, "Here's the water. Drink it to sober up." Taking the glass from me, Tiff drank half of it in one go and slowly began to regain her composure. I brought out the hot bowl of noodles and said, "Eat this to ease your hunger. You were so beautiful earlier, but now you look so haggard, sis. Can you stop teasing me? Isn't my face embarrassing enough without you making fun of me?" I chuckled and helped her eat the noodles. After 2/3 of the bowl, Tiff said, "That's enough. I can't eat anymore. I'm full." I helped Tiff back upstairs. The faint sense of perfume on her body was intoxicating, especially when her two breasts brushed against me. Although it wasn't intentional, my manhood was starting to protest. Tiff occasionally glanced at that area and then looked away, feeling shy. However, remembering she was my sister-in-law, I let Tiff lie down and went back to my room. But just as I stood up, Tiff grabbed my hand and pulled me down and said, "Can you sit here with me for a bit?" Thinking she was drunk, I tried to gently remove her hand and said, "Go to bed early, sis. You're drunk." "I'm not drunk. I'm sober after drinking the lemonade. Just talk to me for a little while." I reluctantly sat down to talk to her. To my surprise, she pulled me close and kissed me on the lips. Taken aback, I couldn't resist. A warm sensation filled me, and I loved the feeling of kissing my sister-in-law. I didn't hold back. When I tried to pull away, she held me even tighter. Unable to control myself any longer, I slowly responded to her passionate kiss. Her breath smelled faintly of wine, which made the moment feel even better. Then I gently laid her down on the bed and said, "Go to sleep, sis. You're too drunk." Tiff sat back up and said, "I'm not drunk. I just threw up earlier because I ate too much. How could I be drunk? You're quite the artist at kissing. No wonder so many girls fall for you. If I were drunk, would I be kissing you like this? Luke would kill you if he found out. If you don't tell and I don't tell, how will he know? And that's it. What's the big deal? Tell me, Liam, do you want to do it with me?" She was serious. "I'll be honest, I want to, but you're my sister-in-law. How can that happen?" "Nothing is impossible. I'm truly lonely, Liam." After saying that, Tiff actively got close to my nephew. Seeing her genuine need, I thought, well, I'll just try it once. Who will it hurt? After a while, Tiff smiled and said, "Come on, take off your clothes. I feel too hot." "The air conditioning is set to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. How can you still feel hot?" "I'm hot on the inside, especially in that place." Tiff's fair, rosy skin delighted me. Seeing me stunned, Tiff said, "Is mine ugly that you're looking at me like that?" "I see it's big, but a little saggy. I guess if it's big, it tends to droop a bit, right?" "If it's big, it naturally droops. It can't stay perfectly round. But is it beautiful?" "Yes, your peaches are beautiful, sis." After that, Tiff slowly and gently pulled down her panties. It was the first time I saw her down there. I have to admit, it was very neat and smelled like jackfruit, a Vietnamese simile for a good smell. Seeing me mesmerized, she said, "So, what do you think?" "It's good. It's beautiful and smells wonderful. Normally my coworkers are even rounder. Mine is nothing compared to theirs. No wonder there are so many airplanes. Why would you say that? If they're that firm, they must have many pilots. What else? Stop being silly. And yours is really big and long, like those Western men. My parents made me this oversized. I wish it was smaller, but I can't do anything about it. Uh-huh. Yours is probably twice as long as Luke's, right? How would I know? You've tried it enough times. Exactly. We've been intimate for years, so I know. Luke is modest. Tiff smiled. We laid down on the bed. The deed was done. I never thought I would get into bed with my sister-in-law so easily. We made love for about 30 minutes. Tiff climaxed 3 times and I did once. I rested for 5 minutes and Tiff gently went into the bathroom. A moment later, she came out and said, "See, I couldn't ride the horse," another slang for a specific sex position. I was too tired, but I still climaxed one more time. Yes, you're so strong. Are you sleepy after that? I'm not sleepy and I don't feel drunk anymore, do I? All I see is a flirty expression.
Tiff smiled brightly when I said that, a look of satisfied delight on her face. I talked with Tiff for a bit, then grabbed my boxers, put them on, and went back to my room. The next morning, we had breakfast. Tiff kept smiling secretly at me. I immediately asked, "What's wrong? You seem strange today." "What's strange? I just think it's strange that you keep smiling secretly all the time." "I'm just thanking you for last night. It's the first time I felt so much pleasure and satisfaction. You made me feel like I was in heaven." "Stop talking about it, sis. If you talk too much, Luke will find out and we'll all be doomed. We'll lose face and ruin our family relationship." "Geez, you did it. And now you're scared?" "Just be relaxed, it's fine. Luke is busy all day long. Besides, who would ever know about us? Just relax and enjoy it. Give it to me sometimes to help me with my cravings, okay?" "All right. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, I'll take you to work." After dropping Tiff off at work, I went back home in my own car. As soon as I arrived, my mom said, "Where have you been for so many days?" "Out playing. I stopped by Luke's house. He's on a business trip and Tiff was home alone. I was worried about thieves." "Oh, that's fine. You're a grown-up now. Just don't get into anything that makes you an addict, okay?" "Yes, I know." I went upstairs, took a quick shower, and had a great nap. 2 days passed, and I was bored at my parents' house. I messaged V, my ex-girlfriend from high school. She told me she was going back to her hometown to visit her grandmother. I texted her to ask if she wanted to come with me this weekend. V said yes. Honestly, I wanted to start over with V. Compared to the tightness and snugness, sexually, of Tiff, V was much better. But when it came to technique, V was far behind. She couldn't compare to Tiff. While I was lying down texting, I got a message from Chloe, my second sister-in-law. "Liam, are you home?" "Yes, I am, sis. What's up?" "Tell the whole family to come over to my house for a feast. Ethan just won a few big contracts, so he's got a big bonus." "Yes, I'll tell Mom and Dad right away." I went downstairs and told my parents. "Mom, Dad, Chloe said to come over to her house for dinner tonight. They signed some big business contract and won a lot, so she called me." "Oh, is that so? What time tonight?" "I don't know, probably around 6 p.m. Just go ahead around that time. I'll pick up Tiff later. I drove her to work today." "Okay, pick her up early and then you can go eat there. How long is Luke going to be on a business trip?" "He said he'd be back today, but probably late, not early." I talked with my parents for a bit, then went to have lunch. In the afternoon, I went to pick up Tiff at her company. Seeing Tiff walk out of the office, she looked incredibly seductive. I remembered the intimate moments we shared the other day. Now that I'd done it with my sister-in-law once, the lingering feeling was still there. Seeing me return, Tiff said, "Enjoy your trip. Did you bring me a gift?" "I bought a few pounds of dried squid for you and Luke. Mom and Dad aren't home. They're on a trip that Owen paid for. It's boring at home." "Then stay here and eat dinner with us. I'm working late these days because there's so much work in the office." "And did Luke tell you yet?" "Luke told me. I'm on summer break and school is pretty relaxed.
I'll come stay at your house and watch the house for you. I winked. I knew Tiff understood my meaning. The three of us talked for a bit, then Tiff cooked dinner. Luke and I chatted for a while, and then we ate. During dinner, Tiff told me, "Come to my office tomorrow and check on my computers for me." As she said that, Tiff subtly lifted her chin, which I understood, and I replied, "Yes, I know what to do." After dinner, I went for coffee with Luke and came back late. I thought to myself, Tiff must be lonely after being away from me for several days. Back home, I climbed into bed. Just as I was about to sleep, my ex-girlfriend V texted me and said, "I miss your smell so much." I smiled and texted back, "What smell are you missing? The stench?" "The horrible stench. What do I miss? I miss that of yours, right?" Seeing V flirt, I texted back, "So, when are we going on that trip outside the city so I can do you again?" "Yes, I'm missing you so much." "Huh? Why do I miss you?" Well, I'm all wet now." We both chuckled, texted for a bit, and then I went to sleep. Soon enough, I was out. The next morning, I rushed to Luke's house. As soon as he saw me, Luke said, "What's with you sleeping like the dead? I called you so many times, but you didn't pick up." While I was fidgeting, my brother came in. I explained, "Yes, I was too tired yesterday, so I overslept. Today I have to drive Tiff to work and fix some machinery." I gave an awkward laugh and Tiff came out. Seeing me arrive, she snorted and said, "Why are you so late? I'm late for work today. If you can't fix the computers at the company, you'll pay for it." "I have to check what's wrong first. If it's completely dead, how can I fix it?" After saying that, Tiff sat behind me for me to drive her to work. Today, Tiff wasn't wearing much makeup, but she was still quite beautiful. Her two full breasts in her office shirt delighted me. As we drove, Tiff gently touched my place and said, "When you go fix the computers today, flirt with a few girls in the office, okay? You know what? They kept telling me to bring you over." "Oh, are you planning to let me fly old planes?" "Flying them a little won't hurt." "Geez, you like it so much but still pretend to be innocent. Those girls are quite good looking." "Is that true? Or are they all old hags?" "Old hags? They're pretty good, actually." I chuckled and said nothing, driving Tiff to the company. Entering the accounting office, I saw a few computers stored in the corner of the room. The office had about 10 women. Generally, they weren't too bad looking. I glanced at them. They're okay. Inside, Tiff introduced me. "This is Liam, my brother-in-law. A few computers are broken. I told him to check them out and report to the boss. It's a pain without the machines to work." "Yes, tell him to see what's wrong." I smiled and teased the women. Tiff introduced them. "This is Lily, Hui, Huang, and Hua, and over there is Mai." Generally, they were all Tiff's age or 1 or 2 years older. "Here, these are the broken machines. I'll show you." After saying that, Tiff pulled me toward the machines stacked in the corner. They were quite dusty. I sat down, pulled out each machine, and said, "Could you get me a few rags so I can wipe them clean and see what's wrong?" Just then, Lily, the manager, came over and handed me 3 hand towels and said, "Take these towels and wipe them." I took the towels and looked up at Lily's face closely. She was also pretty and fair-skinned, but with a somewhat serious look. However, the most striking features were her hair tied up high and her straight, high nose. Her skin was incredibly fair, even fairer than Tiff's. After wiping the machine, I took it apart and tested it. It turned out the computers here all had burnt power supplies. I looked up and said, "Based on the preliminary check, I guarantee the power supplies are dead. I need a test power supply to see if anything else inside is broken." "Okay, I'll write you a purchase order so you can buy them right away and install them for the women in the office to work on. We haven't had machines to work on for 2 days." "Yes, ma'am." After that, I went to Hui and Huang. Hui was quite tall, over 5'5" but her bust wasn't too big. Generally, it was just above average. As for Mai, she was quite cheerful and notably had a very large bust. I occasionally glanced at it.
Place and said, "When you go fix the computers today, flirt with a few girls in the office, okay? You know what? They kept telling me to bring you over." "Oh, are you planning to let me fly old planes?" "Flying them a little won't hurt." "Geez, you like it so much but still pretend to be innocent. Those girls are quite good looking." "Is that true? Or are they all old hags?" "Old hags? They're pretty good, actually." I chuckled and said nothing, driving Tiff to the company. Entering the accounting office, I saw a few computers stored in the corner of the room. The office had about 10 women. Generally, they weren't too bad looking. I glanced at them. They're okay. Inside, Tiff introduced me. "This is Liam, my brother-in-law. A few computers are broken. I told him to check them out and report to the boss. It's a pain without the machines to work." "Yes, tell him to see what's wrong." I smiled and teased the women. Tiff introduced them. "This is Lily, Hui, Huang, and Hua, and over there is Mai." Generally, they were all Tiff's age or 1 or 2 years older. "Here, these are the broken machines. I'll show you." After saying that, Tiff pulled me toward the machines stacked in the corner. They were quite dusty. I sat down, pulled out each machine, and said, "Could you get me a few rags so I can wipe them clean and see what's wrong?" Just then, Lily, the manager, came over and handed me 3 hand towels and said, "Take these towels and wipe them." I took the towels and looked up at Lily's face closely. She was also pretty and fair-skinned, but with a somewhat serious look. However, the most striking features were her hair tied up high and her straight, high nose. Her skin was incredibly fair, even fairer than Tiff's. After wiping the machine, I took it apart and tested it. It turned out the computers here all had burnt power supplies. I looked up and said, "Based on the preliminary check, I guarantee the power supplies are dead. I need a test power supply to see if anything else inside is broken." "Okay, I'll write you a purchase order so you can buy them right away and install them for the women in the office to work on. We haven't had machines to work on for 2 days." "Yes, ma'am." After that, I went to Hui and Huang. Hui was quite tall, over 5'5" but her bust wasn't too big. Generally, it was just above average. As for Mai, she was quite cheerful and notably had a very large bust. I occasionally glanced at it. Taking the purchase order and the money, I went out to buy the parts immediately. Approximately 4 computers were like this. Speeding off, I returned and installed the new parts, then turned the computers on again. Fortunately, nothing else was broken. After cleaning them thoroughly, I reassembled them and said, "It's all done." I bought good quality parts. They won't break. "Is that so? Come here and let me pay you for your work." I laughed out loud and said, "I'm just helping you all out. No need for payment." "No, you deserve this. The company pays, not us. If we called another technician, we'd still have to pay. Just take it." After saying that, Lily handed me $500. Tiff and the other women also urged me to take it, so I reluctantly accepted to please them. Looking at the clock, it was almost noon. Lily said, "Okay, let's take an early lunch break. I'm treating everyone today." The entire room applauded loudly. Lily invited me to join them for fun. "It's not often you visit our office." I had to accept and replied, "Yes, as you wish." Tiff winked at me. I vaguely understood that after this gathering, something would definitely happen. The women drove their cars. Lily drove her own. She asked me to drive with her. I had to drive Lily's SUV. She sat in the front and held on to me. Her 2 breasts gently pressing against me felt great. Now that I felt them, her bust was also quite large. When we arrived at her house, I helped Lily out and said, "We're here, sis. Let me help you inside." Lily's apartment was quite spacious, airy, and fully furnished. Helping Lily inside, she suddenly pulled me down, making me stumble forward.
Accidentally, I almost suffocated because her 2 grapefruits were too big. Gently pulling her hand away, I said, "You're too drunk, sis. Let me see if there's any sugar water to mix for you." At that moment, Lily sat up and said, "Do you really think I'm drunk, Liam?" I was a little stunned, but remained calm and asked, "If you're not drunk, then what? Just lie down and rest. Let me mix a drink for you to help you sober up." Drunk? How could this little bit of beer make me drunk? You're so naive. Sit down here and talk to me for a bit. I reluctantly turned back and I talked to Lily. Lily said, "Tiff's office has a lot of deep, dark secrets. You just have to look to understand. Luke, Tiff's husband, is too gentle. How can he satisfy her craving?" Wow, I never thought you women would be like that. You're office ladies. We have a lot of fun, kid. It's not just about this. I stopped talking and just listened to Lily's confessions. After talking about the flirtatiousness of the other women for a bit, Lily said, "They'll probably try to get you to hang out with them too. It's a package deal." Really? I won't go. You don't like it? Why not? Even though those girls are married, they're still attractive. Compared to me, they're younger. But I don't have the energy. Besides, being at Tiff's workplace like that, too many people will know and it won't be good. There's nothing to be afraid of. This is normal. All relationships are casual as long as they don't affect the overall work. Just relax, little brother. No, I wouldn't dare. Geez, you wouldn't dare and yet you did it with me. Look at your face. You like it too much. All this pretense. I said nothing and Lily blushed slightly, shyly saying, "I want it again. I want to ride you, my boy." "Yes, just be natural. It's all yours." "Okay, then I'll get started right away." "Geez, you men are something else. You're already hard again." I nodded, letting Lily do whatever she wanted. "Am I making you happy?" "Yes, dear. You made me climax 2 more times. I'm so happy." We rested for a bit, and it was already around 3, 4 p.m. As I was leaving, Lily said, "Let me drive you home." I had to let Lily drive me home. I invited her inside for a drink, and we talked for a bit. Lily then left. I climbed into bed and slept because I was quite exhausted. Around evening, I went to Tiff's house. Tiff was sitting, watching a movie. Seeing me come in, she asked, "So, how was taking Lily home?" Oh, she squeezed me dry like a lemon. I'm about to pass out. I'm utterly exhausted. "I warned you, but you wouldn't listen. She looks innocent, but she's the grand pirate in my office." "Is that so? Why didn't you tell me sooner?" Suddenly, worried that Luke might be home, I asked, "If I talk like this, won't Luke find out?" "He's not home, so how would he know? He went to work. This time, stay here with me." "No, thank you. I was wrung out by her today. If you make me do it again, how can I endure it?" "Oh, I'm not forcing you. I was just saying. So, was it good with Lily?" "It was normal." "It was okay, but she can't compare to you. You're my sister-in-law after all. You're so good." "You're flattering me again. Just tell me the truth. Why do you need to flatter me?" "I'm not flattering you. I'm just telling the truth. How can she compare to you? And her place was all shaved, not as neat and gentle as yours. All the women in my office keep themselves as clean as a nun. Hui and Mei are the same. They're both very horny, too. When we finish eating, they even told me to arrange for them to meet you." Wow. Is everyone in your office that desperate? "We're in the same office, so we have similar taste. Are you horny, too?" "If I'm not horny, who else is?" Seeing the inviting look in Tiff's eyes, I knew what was coming. But I was truly exhausted and couldn't muster the energy to do it again, so I told her, "I'm going to sleep now. I'm so tired." She squeezed me dry like a lemon a few times today. "I'm spent." Tiff pouted and couldn't say a word. I went upstairs, locked the door, turned on the air conditioning, and slept. The next morning, I drove Tiff to work. She said, "You have to make it up to me tonight." "Please, I'm really tired. Can I make it up to you tomorrow? I promise. I guarantee it." "Remember that, okay? I get cranky when you're away for a few days." "Don't worry, I'll definitely compensate you." After that, I drove Tiff to the company. Just as we arrived at the gate, I saw Lily drive up in her sports car. Seeing me, Lily smiled and said, "Thank you, little brother. You're pretty good." I felt a little shy, but I also teased her back. "It's normal, sis. I'll try harder next time." After taking Tiff home, as we were going inside, she said, "I've cooked dinner. You just have to eat." "You're so resourceful." In the evening, we finished everything. Tiff and I ate dinner and had a glass of beer. After eating, I felt a little sleepy. Seeing me look tired, Tiff said, "Go to bed and sleep, dear. I can go to work alone." By the way, this story is a warning about the consequences of living in an environment of material comfort but lacking genuine affection and communication. The lessons learned are: 1. Loneliness in marriage. Marriage requires not only wealth and status, but also emotional and physical intimacy. When one partner, especially the wife, feels neglected or treated as a duty, as in the case of Tiffany and Luke, they easily seek satisfaction and self-affirmation outside the marriage. 2. The temptation of power and money. The professional and affluent lifestyle of people like Lily, Chloe, and Owen creates a party culture where extramarital affairs are considered normal, as long as they don't affect work. Money and power become shields for unethical behavior. 3. The consequences of an irresponsible lifestyle. The character Liam, although described as young and talented in bed, lives irresponsibly, viewing women, even his sisters-in-law, as goods or airplanes. This lifestyle not only ruins his reputation and family relationships, but also poses significant legal, such as the warning about eating sweet bamboo shoots, having sex with a minor, and health risks. 4. The erosion of family values. When family members, brothers, sisters-in-law share and even provide outside relationships, like Owen inviting Liam to go hunting, the family's moral boundaries are completely blurred. The greatest lesson is, no amount of money or success can compensate for a family foundation that has been broken by betrayal and a lack of mutual respect.